Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Between Ukraine and Russia. Russia continues to suffer losses in its war of aggression against Ukraine. Russia lost 30 tanks, 20 artillery systems, and 24 armored personnel vehicles, APV, in a day as Ukrainian defense forces carried out their long-awaited counteroffensive, according to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine said that Russia lost a total of 3,926 tanks since the war began last February. The update also said that Russian President Vladimir Putin's military lost a total of 7,631 APVs, 3,736 artillery systems, and 215,640 soldiers, with 1,000 dying in one day. Ukraine says it is continuing to make advances against Russian troops occupying its south and east as the early stages of its much-hyped counteroffensive take shape. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky confirmed on Saturday that his country's counteroffensive began after several months of preparations, with the help of Western countries sending tanks, heavy artillery, and advanced military equipment, among other defense options. Ukraine's military destroyed at least 2 Russian TOS-1A thermobaric launchers over the past few days, according to a Saturday assessment by the Institute for the Study of War, ISW. The thermobaric launchers are highly destructive but scarce artillery assets, according to the US-based think tank. Russia praised the performance of the TOS-1A systems, which were used since the early days of the war in Ukraine. The country previously called the TOS-1A, which it designates a heavy flamethrower, a formidable weapon. The losses come as Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine drags on as the war extended to major Ukrainian cities, including Kiev, Kherson, Odessa, and Bakhmut, where troops from both sides fought for months. Putin was confident that his country would achieve its goals, but was met with stronger-than-expected defense efforts, which were mainly bolstered by the West. Recently, the Russian Defense Ministry said that Ukrainian armed forces lost 1 Leopards and 5 US-supplied Bradley fighting vehicles in an attempt to breach Russian defenses in the Donetsk and Zaporozhye regions. Russia's military released drone footage of what it said was an attack by Ukrainian armored units in the southeastern Zaporizhia region in the early hours of Thursday. Germany promises more Leopard tanks to Ukraine as Russia claims it destroyed some. The production of tanks will be increased for Ukraine as Russia claims to have destroyed some of Leopard 2 tanks, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius said. We will not be able to replace every tank that is currently out of service, but what we are doing is that we will continue to deliver more refurbished Leopard 1A5 tanks from July onwards. He was quoted by German TV channel NTV. Germany plans to deliver more than 100 tanks to Ukraine by the year's end, Mr. Pistorius added. Russia has lost 74 tanks in the course of Ukraine's current counteroffensive so far, Russian President Vladimir Putin has said, in a rare concession of the Kremlin's military losses. But in an unusual comment on Russian military losses, the Kremlin leader told Russian military bloggers and journalists on Tuesday that Moscow's troops had lost 74 tanks when discussing the ongoing counteroffensive. Ukraine's armed forces have claimed to have liberated 3 frontline villages in western Donetsk, almost a week after the launch of counteroffensive operations. Soldiers were shown in video footage raising a Ukrainian flag over the village of Blahodatna, south of the town of Velika Novosilka, one of the main axes of the counteroffensive so far. Speaking alongside British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at the White House on Thursday, President Joe Biden vowed to continue supplying Ukraine with military aid. U.S. send more combat vehicles to Ukraine. The Pentagon has unveiled a new $325 million weapons package for Kiev that includes 10 Stryker and 15 Bradley armored vehicles, the Pentagon announced Tuesday. The U.S. Army operates more than 550 Strykers and 4,500 Bradley in a variety of configurations. The military aid also includes Javelin missiles and munitions for National Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile Systems, or NASAMS, and High Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, or HIMARS. The United States will continue to work with its allies and partners to provide Ukraine with capabilities to meet its immediate battlefield needs and longer-term security assistance requirements, the Pentagon said in a statement. The U.S. has already sent Ukraine thousands of combat vehicles, including Humvees and mine-resistant vehicles used to move troops on the battlefield. Biden said NATO has grown more unified during the Ukraine war, and we're going to be building on that momentum when the alliance holds its annual summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, on July 11th and 12th. Denmark and Norway will supply Ukraine with additional 10,500 artillery shells, Danish Defense Ministry announced on June 16th. The two countries will assemble 9,000 shells, each donating different components, to give to Ukraine. In addition, Denmark alone will provide 1,500 complete artillery shells and 500 grenades. The Ukrainians continue to have a great and urgent need for ammunition for their fight against Russia. Together with other EU and NATO countries, Denmark is in the process of responding with a number of different measures. Together with Norway, we can now send more than 10,000 complete artillery rounds within a short time, said Acting Defense Minister of Denmark, Troels Lund Poulsen. Denmark and Norway have previously had a similar collaboration of assembling shells for Ukraine together. The two pledged 8,000 artillery shells in April. According to Pentagon officials, Ukrainian troops use more than 90,155 shells per month.
Si no puedes aportar económicamente al canal, suscríbete, comenta y comparte, esto ayudará mucho a seguir informando.